Hi there and welcome to Robin's Testing Studio, where we're going to be talking about this Pyle PMXU83BT. It's an 8-channel mixer featuring Bluetooth MP3 player along with a 2-channel in and out audio interface. It also incorporates all the effects built in with a 16 DSP preset processor, along with repeat functions for those special effects. We're going to be talking about all of that and more in this video. So here we are. This is the PMXU83BT from Pyle. It is an 8-channel mixer featuring 4 mic inputs and 4 line inputs. It also has extra features like the Rca Jacks on top, which allows us to have some redundancy. We no longer need to buy combo jacks or special Rca to 1/4-inch jacks to use these plugs. We can now use just straight out of the box Rca cables that we get with some of our equipment, making this very, very convenient. Again, it's not just 2 more inputs compared to its previous model, the actual 63BT, which is their 6-channel version. This one, incorporating the RCAs and also having that extra line, gives us the ability to do more with the actual built-in MP3, Bluetooth, and audio interface. In this case, when I engage this button right here, channels 7 and 8 turn into my USB inputs. It allows me to play and also record back to the computer at the same time. That's a big benefit to a machine like this, allowing me to use channel 7 and 8, but still giving me channel 5 and 6 open to do whatever I want with, and still all the other input jacks as well. For the effects built in, as I mentioned, this one does have 16 preset settings on it, like a lot of mixers do, but the added feature is the repeat function. So I'm going to demonstrate that close to the end of the video when we actually do the effects. For the actual setup of the machine, if we start on channel 1, very straightforward. We've got our line level at the bottom, all the yellow knobs. In this case, this is the effects and send. Then we've got our low, mid, high, and our gain control. So that's going to define how big or how small our microphone is when we're using it. On top, we're going to find 2 buttons. The first one is the pad button, which allows me to turn my inputs from a line to a mic input or vice versa simply by pushing it. It does a change of 26 dB to the gain on the actual line mic input. That's going to repeat across all 4. We're also going to have trim gain controls for those inputs as well, and we're going to have our high, mids, and lows as well as effects and send options on these ones as well. Plus, of course, at the bottom, line levels for both of them. When we talk about the input and output options on the top here, again, channel 5 and 6 on a 1/4-inch, channel 5 and 6 on RCAs, channel 7 and 8 on the 1/4, channel 7 and 8 on RCAs. Again, this means no adapters needed. I don't need to accommodate this. I can just go straight up on top here. Now, that's not the end of those RCA jacks. They also still double as a traditional RCA tape in and an RCA tape out. So I can plug other equipment in and out through this unit as well. It has built-in technology that senses the fact that we're using it as an input and then converts everything same way as an output. So that's pretty nice to have all that redundancy built into the machine. When we get to the last package of 6 here, what we're going to have is our main output, left and right, which is connected to our slider main output here. It also, if you're only going to have a single channel use, that's fine. The whole mixer runs in mixed stereo or mono, whichever way you like to look at it. So that's all going to be affected straight through here. Then we have a send and return function. Again, that correlates with the yellow knobs down here. So if I don't want to use the built-in effects, I can still use the send option here, and I have a return option here. To make it even better, they give 2 knobs here, which are gain controls for both the send and the return, so we can balance off the signal properly coming in and out of the mixer. The last 2 controls have to do with the headphone knob here. The top one is for control room out, and the next one is your actual headphone jack. The control room out can be used for a stage monitor. It could also be used for a set of bookshelf monitors that you may have in your studio itself. Could be used even if you're using it as a live audio mixer for music. If you want to use your subwoofer as a separate output so you can control your subs separately from your mains, you can do that through the control out. Then, of course, the headphones, pretty straightforward. Plug in yourself a nice set of headphones and you'll be able to hear everything that's going on straight from here. Now remember, to control the volume on the control room and the headphones, that's all located on the one knob. So that pretty much covers all the overall features on the unit. Remember, this is a preamped mixer, which basically means it needs to be plugged into powered speakers or into an amplifier. If you plan on using it for podcasting, well, then that's fine. The cable required to go from here straight to your computer, you are going to get a USB-A male-to-male cable included in the package. It is 3 feet long, but it is part of the package, which is, again, a nice little bonus piece when you open up that box to find out you don't have to go out and buy that. While talking about the actual USB and the audio interface options on it, remember it's 2 channels out, 2 channels in. You are going to be running it off the board, setting up all the gains here, so this way you bring it across, balance it off with whatever software you like to use, and you're all set. Remember, it's a mono channel coming out to the system mixed into 2 channels. So they're always connected, they're always parallel to each other. You can, through your software, break up those channels, but it'll always record as a single package coming out, along with 2 stereo signals coming in. Now this unit also offers a built-in recorder, so if you take a USB stick and plug that into the actual unit on top, you'll be able to use the mode button to cycle through the Bluetooth function. Then it has a record function, and then it has a live playback function, which allows you to use the play, fast forward, up and down functionality to it. If you found that you've lost volume control or volume level from your media player, try holding up and down the next and previous buttons. This will change the unit into a digital volume control level. You do want to have it up all the way to 30. It just makes it easy and convenient to use. It's a feature that was kind of built in there since day one. Occasionally people have accidentally turned down the volume, not realizing that's what's gone wrong with their system. So definitely, if you get a unit like this, you kind of want to remember that one feature. To actually record with the unit, all you need to do is press the mode button until it actually displays record, and then the unit will be in the record mode for it. Now remember, the recording is set on your gain levels, your mixers, and your levels at the bottom. They are not in proportion to your actual master volume level. So your dynamic meters down here, which are really nice and handy to have for everything else, aren't really going to correlate to what's going on in the actual USB stick when it comes to the recording levels. So you will want to record a 10-15 minute sample, play back, see if you need to make any adjustments, which you most likely will the first few times you use it as a record function. But at the end of the day, your best way to record with this unit is through the USB cable and onto your computer. So when we talk about combo jacks across the top, what we're really meaning is that we have a unit that has the ability to plug anything into it. So we can plug an XLR cable into it. We can plug a standard unbalanced cable into it, 1/4 inch. We also have the ability to plug in a balanced 1/4 inch cable. Using these 3 cables in combination with the feature, like the pad button, will allow you to pretty much plug in any piece of hardware you want into this unit. Makes it easy and convenient to use. So let's now actually do a sound check on the actual unit and test out the effects. So here we are. We're going to do a sound check on the actual unit. For today's video, I'm using a Pyle PMXU83BT condenser style microphone. Very nice microphone, does a really good job. You can hear a subtle difference between this microphone and the lapel that I was wearing during the actual review of the product. For settings on the mixer, we did engage the 48 volt phantom power to power up the condenser microphone. This 48 volt, of course, through this mixer can run ribbon style microphones as well as condenser style microphones. You'll also notice on channel 1, this is of course where we plug the microphone into. The gain is set at 50%. I have unity set for the highs, the mids, and the lows. My effects is at 50% and my level is at 50%. Right now we do not have any effects because this knob right here is turned off. As soon as I turn this up, we're going to be engaging the effects. You'll also notice one extra thing. Since I plugged in the actual USB cable, it now says PC on the display. Everything's all set to go. All we need to do now is dial in some effects. So there we go. I brought up the effects. It's at 50% on the level. We are set on the effects level 13 and the repeat function is at 50%. If I turn this down, this is what we're going to see. It's much tighter, and then as we bring this up, we're going to get much more repetitiveness in the effect. So if we drive this number down all the way, down to number, let's say 2, you'll see the dramatic difference there. Again, we are at 10 on the repeat, and if we bring that down, there we go. We are now at a much tighter level when it comes to the effects itself. So again, we'll bring that up to 50%. We'll dial this up to, let's say, 8, halfway up the scale, And again, our repeat set to 50%, we'll decrease that down to 0, and then we'll bring it right all the way up to maximum at 10. And there we are. That's pretty much what's going on. So let's bring this all the way up to, let's say, 15. Turn down the repeat. And here we are. As we bring this up, we'll find exactly what we're looking for in our effects. And that's all there is to it. Outside of that, the microphones work really well on the unit. We get no buzzing, no hissing, no background noise. It's very, very clean. As you can tell, this is what we're playing with right now. This is what's on the actual video. So we'll turn the effects down. I'm going to say that's pretty much a wrap for this particular mixer today. You've been watching Robin's Testing Studio, and this is what we've had on the table today, the PMXU83BT. So we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.